Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD Starcraft, and I'm back for Game 4. Yeah, that's right, there is a Game 4 here from the WCS/OSL between EG Jaedong and CM Storm Polt. Jaedong is going to be the red Zerg player in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, and Polt, of course, the blue Terran in the top right. Map is Star Station, and I do... Whoa, this is very interesting. This is actually not Star Station. It's like a new revamped version of Star Station. I don't even know what this map is called, but this is going to be pretty sweet. And I guess we'll find out. I'll let you guys know in a future cast what the map name was. I didn't even bother to glance at the name of the map. I just kind of opened up the replay and went for it. But regardless, this should be pretty interesting. I'll give you guys a quick virtual tour. It looks like we have a small ramp down to the natural expansion, and then a big ramp down in the middle of the map. It seems to be pretty standard, nothing too funky or anything like that. And there's also a nicely protected third expansion right here for Zerg as well. There's no like additional ramps that lead into it, so you can easily go there and get an expo going. There is a little bit of interesting features over here with the Xel'Naga Tower covering yet another expansion and rocks leading into that base. Actually, this might be the safer expansion to go for if you're a Zerg player or even a Terran or Protoss, because you can get up to the high ground, get the Xel'Naga Tower, and then see when an enemy player is coming into your base. But having said that, this base is closer to your natural, so I don't know. We'll see what Jaedong decides to do and what Polt decide to do. Here we go. Actually, a little bit of action from Jaedong, bringing his scouting drone in. You don't see Zergs do this all the time. Mostly they try to depend on their overlord to scout the enemy Terran base, but on a map this big, I guess Jaedong wanted to get that drone into the enemy lines as quickly as he could, try to distract Polt and do a little bit of micro here. And he's got to try to keep this drone alive. Ooh! Getting hit by the drilling claws right there is painful, and he is going to almost get taken out here. Jaedong showcasing that Brood War practiced drone micro, Zergling micro, that players actually have to be very proficient at the high level in order to survive and play a proper game of StarCraft. Look at how good he's keeping the how good of a job he's doing at keeping this drone alive here. And of course, as long as he can regenerate up to 5 HP, then he will not die to the drone's drilling claws. And I mean 6 HP, not 5 HP, because actually it does 5 damage. And the drone doesn't have any armor either. So great micro here from Jaedong, keeping that drone alive. And now it looks like an SCV is coming into the enemy Zerg base to return the favor, if you will. And that drone is still staying alive here. You do not see North Americans or Europeans doing this for this extended amount of time. They're just not that good at doing it. But Korean players from the Brood War era can and will. And finally the Marine will come out, and even then Jaedong keeps his drone alive for as long as is humanly possible or Zerg manly possible. There it is. So Jaedong actually is going to be going for double expo on this map, and he did actually expand up to the top left-hand side rather than down here, which you know, on second thought, I think is probably the better decision. This expansion is quite safe as well, but as soon as these rocks go down, it's very vulnerable, and it's gonna be hard to spread creep all the way down here early on in the game. So this one I think is better defended from you know, home base, home advantage kind of point of view. So there it is. And meanwhile, it looks like Polt here, what is he going for? He's got a factory on the way. Don't forget, guys, he's up 3 games in this set, so he's got a massive momentum advantage. This is a best of 7, so yeah, I guess I should have mentioned that, but this is a best of 7, and whoever wins this one, well, Polt wins this one, it's all over, baby. So Jaedong needs to get it together and figure it out here. Otherwise, this will be the first time I've seen him getting blown out in a set before, and that would be heartbreaking for me as a Jaedong fan. Excuse me. So there is a Zergling now making its way over to the top of the ramp, gets blown to bits by the bunker. And unfortunately for Jaedong, didn't really get any scouting intel. One Overlord is just hovering outside of the Terran main base, waiting to figure out if it can go inside here. Is it safe? Forget it. I'm going to go for it. And he will actually see the starport here. Let me show you guys Jaedong's point of view. He does see the starport. He already knew that there was a macro CC, or at least a natural expansion, not a macro CC. And this Overlord is actually might be able to make its way to see the macro command center in the corner here, if it can turn right now, but it will not. And so Jaedong doesn't know that there is a command center being built back in the corner there. and because of that, Jaedong might not play optimally versus this strategy than he should. He's actually building a bunch of spores right now, anticipating that there will be Hellbat drops. He actually thinks that Polt, I think he thinks that Polt is going to do some type of drop play, and that is true. He's actually going to do Widowmine drops. Okay, so very, very good right there from Jaedong to build the Spore Crawlers. And I think the reason why he knew that is he sent a Zergling up to the door here, and his Zergling got blown away by a Widowmine, and he put 2 and 2 together and figured out, okay, if you've got a starport and you're building medevacs, then you're probably going to be dropping Widowmine, so I need to get Spore Crawlers down, and that's exactly what he's done here. He's got a Spore Crawler at every base, and because of that, these Widowmines are not going to be effective to start this game off. So I think Jaedong with a small build order victory here, but he still doesn't know about that macro command center just hiding in the back corner. And it looks like, oh, the mines are going to plant themselves down to pick off an Overlord. That is not something you see every day. And Polt there risking his medevac and his 3 mines, but realizing, hey, I've got enough HP on all of these units to get in there and kill off that Overlord. And he actually deposits the Widowmine that got the killing blow to go for more, for another tour of duty here. And I guess he's gonna, I don't know where he's sending this. I think he's gonna bring it over here and plant it right where the Zerg 4th expansion would be. And yeah, I think that's what he's gonna do. So the mine does get underground. Very nice play so far from Polt, who's actually relying quite heavily on Widowmines this game. Now going up to Marauders. One Zergling also making its way over here, but was blown away as well. As Jaedong now is making his way up to Roach Technology. Baneling Nest also on the way. Lair Tech is on the way as well. And here we go. Polt is going to try to clear the air sky here with his Viking, and then he's going to bring this medevac in and deposit Marauders, it looks like, into the Zerg main base. And this is a little risky, I think, at this stage in the game, because usually Zerg players are going to have a lot of Zerglings around the 10-minute mark, and there we are. Jaedong's just got all of his Zerglings in position, and I don't think these Marauders are going to get much accomplished at all. But at the very least, of course, Polt does have a medevac, and he can just fly around and get some scouting information. That medevac has taken a little bit of damage, but nothing too serious. Jaedong now just finishing up Lair Tech. No doubt will be going up to getting some type of maybe Spire. Maybe he'll go for Infestors this game instead. We'll just have to wait and see. Zerglings are hiding underneath that medevac. Of course, just waiting, saying, please drop your Marauders underneath, because my Zerglings are there and ready to take you down. But Polt not going to give him the satisfaction of that. He is actually going, of course, for Bio. He's got heavy upgrades on the way. Reactors are on 3 of his barracks, and no doubt he'll be getting more reactors and barracks in the coming moments. Combat shields on the way, stim pack already done, and we've seen this show before. It's the CM Storm Polt Bio show, but this time Jaedong is, whoa, he's going for 25 roaches. What the hell is going on? And is he just gonna, oh my god, he's gonna go for a Roach Baneling all in. Ladies and gentlemen, Jaedong has thrown up his hands in the air and said, I don't know how to beat Polt in the late game, so I'm just gonna try to beat him now in the early game / middle game. He's gonna go for a Roach Baneling all in. He's got Roach Speed, Baneling Speed on the way as well. This is a heavily, heavy aggression here from Jaedong, and he definitely planned this out. Will Polt be prepared for this? Will he be able to hold this off? He's got a lot of bunkers and Marines and Widowmines back at home. He's building more bunkers as well. I think actually Polt has enough bunkers to hold this off, but we'll just have to wait and see. This is a lot of roaches and banelings from Jaedong, and Jaedong gonna try to end the game right here, right now, bringing in 3 overseers so he can reveal the Widowmines underground, and the roaches and banelings crashing through everything. Even changelings getting dropped on the ground, and it looks like Jaedong here really blowing his load literally on the bunkers, the Widowmines, and everything, but he needs to save some of his forces in order to get up into the expansion, and he does kill the bunker up here. Now a lot of SCVs could go down. Polt is in a lot of trouble here. He's gonna lose a ton of workers. 12 SCVs have dropped already, and these roaches are gonna continue to kill off forces like there's nobody here. Widowmines getting underground, trying to stay away from the SCVs. Very wise from Polt. Polt also has a lot of medevacs here, and just enough Marines, it looks like, to hold off and stave these roaches, but the roaches running away for just a split second. More reinforcing forces coming in, but Polt is gonna hang on. Polt is gonna hold on for dear life and for victory. He saves his natural expansion. He did lose a lot of workers though, 22 SCVs going down right there, but at the end of the day, he was able to hang on. Great macro from Polt, great awareness, and great situation critical, you know, mentality right there, because he was able to hold that off, didn't blink, didn't flinch, and now he's on the warpath. He's on the offensive. Jaedong building about 50 Zerglings back at home here, obviously needing to get units in position to defend here, but he actually was able to leak by a lot of Zerglings into the pocket expansion here, but will he be able to get a lot of SCV kills? It looks like he's going to rack up to 24 here, and so those Marines are obviously jumping right inside the bunker to defend. Unfortunately, that bunker is not in position to protect the mineral line, so he will need to bring those Marines out in order to get rid of these Zerglings, and Jaedong adds on to the kill total. But looking at the supply tab, 151 to 105, obviously that is not in favor of Jaedong whatsoever. However, we can see that Jaedong is saving up. He's stockpiling minerals and gas because he is going to go for Mutalisks. And he's got 11 of them on the way, so he does have a plan here. Even though his all-in wasn't super successful, it did do enough damage to the point where Jaedong doesn't need to surrender yet. He is going to try to continue playing this game out. Of course, this is the final game for him. He has to win it. Will he be able to do it or not? He's got 11 mutas on the way here. He is going up for a 4th base. Wise of him not to allow himself to drop behind in bases to Polt. He already has a hard enough time as it is, staying, you know, toe-to-toe with Polt when he already has that 1 base advantage in games 1, 2, and 3, so he has to get that base no matter what. He is going to get a surround on these Marines, and Polt not paying attention, going to lose some of his forces there, and that medevac is now retreating back home, obviously, but it is going to run out of afterburners, and that Mutalist pack is going to be able to catch up to take out that medevac, but more Marines coming out from Polt to intercept and save that medevac in the last second. And Jaedong is going to have to pull out of harm's way. So great job right there from Polt. Once again, 171 supply to 159. Jaedong is closing the edge slowly but surely. And if he can get that 4th base operational, which it looks like he lost it to this Marine. Unbelievable. I mean, how did Polt do that? He brought 1 Marine over and killed off the hatchery that was planting down there. Jaedong now forced to go for a new hatchery down here in the bottom corner. And we'll see if he can keep this one alive. It looks like Polt knows about it. He's already blown through the rocks that were originally there. Gonna bring a lot of Marines and Widow Mines and Marauders here. Big Bioforce coming through here. And Jaedong needs to rendezvous all of his forces down here to defending this expansion. The hatchery is gonna start to take a lot of damage. He needs to get his forces in position. Banelings now beginning to roll in, and they are gonna connect. Great play from Jaedong. Gets his Banelings in position and blows through that Marine line. That's exactly what he needed to do. And Jaedong now slowly starting to get a little bit of momentum for himself. He's going to be able to take out all these Widow Mines as well because he has an Overseer nearby to reveal. But of course, Polt is going to continue on the warpath. He's got a ton of reinforcements coming in. Polt's macro is just so sick. Look at the production tab. He's got 12 Marines building at all times. I mean, that is just a continual wave of reinforcements. Look at how many barracks he's got, not counting the reactors, obviously. And this is just continual pressure for Jaedong. Jaedong needs to deal with this situation. He needs more Banelings, more Mutas, more Zerglings. Will he have enough forces at the end of the day to out-macro Polt? I don't know. He's got more Banelings coming in. Does he have Burrow research? He does not. Burrow would, of course, be very, very helpful here, because he could, of course, get some Banelings underground to deal with these Marines when they run across and force at least some comsats out of Polt and slow down his macro just a bit. Of course, Jaedong now going to go for a bit of a counterattack, bringing in some Zerglings, has them inside the natural expansion. Beautiful plays here. Going to be able to pick off more SCVs, and of course, that puts a halt to the sick macro from Polt. Banelings crashing through and able to take out those Marines. Very nice job from Jaedong here, and exactly what he needs to do, obviously. And slowly but surely, Jaedong, of course, building up the momentum, but he really needs to deal with the forces in the middle of the map here, dropping off changelings, using them, obviously, to deal with the Sentinel missiles coming out of the mines, because as soon as a changeling drops down, a lot of times the Sentinel missile will target it. The Widow Mine will target that, and of course, that saves his real forces from getting hit. So that is a strategy that Zerg players do use. They use changelings to proc the Widow Mines, and Jaedong, you know, basically playing Minesweeper beautifully, even planning down creep tumors soldiers up to the north side, has more Zerglings coming in, knows that the trick here, the way to dealing with Polt's relentless aggression is to send Zerglings and Banelings into the enemy Terran mineral lines and distract Polt, deal with his macro back at home, not with the forces abroad. And Polt here realizing, hey, as long as I can continue to reinforce his position, then I'm in good shape. But he's losing a lot of Marines. He's still got a ton more though, and a lot of medevacs here. Those Banelings are coming through though. Oh, and those medevacs using Ignite Afterburners in the last second there. And I think Polt was thinking for a second there to get out of harm's way was to evacuate his Marines and get the hell out of there. But at the last second, he decides better of it, runs up to the high ground and stays his Marines and keeps them alive, dropping more meals down here to the bottom right-hand corner. Polt is on 4 bases, Jaedong is on 4 bases, but Jaedong needs that 5th base in order to stand up to Polt. And I don't know where he's going to get the 5th base at. Maybe send a drone up here and get the hatchery over there at the top left-hand corner. He's desperately just using every ounce of minerals and gas that he's got in order to fund this this defense, getting more Banelings, more Zerglings, more Mutas, and it is costing him. It's not allowing him to get that extra hatchery, bringing more Mutalisks around to the back, but he loses some Mutas to these Widow Mines, which do have drilling claws. They're able to get underground so quickly. Smack, smack. The mines land land right on the core of those Mutas, and it is getting painful here for Jaedong. Thankfully, tissue regeneration will assist in keeping those Mutas back at full HP. Oh, that clump of Banelings detonating for no reason at all. And Polt, realizing here he's got the momentum, he's got the edge, and he's gonna push into this expansion. And the Banelings and Zerglings from Jaedong just are not being cost effective against Polt. Polt is just too good at microing his Marines. He doesn't allow his Marines to all get blown away by 1 or 2 Banelings. He's very good at being cost efficient about them, and the continual reinforcement of more and more Marines, literally that production tab is showing 12 Marines at all times, you know? And it's just sick because he's not queuing them up either. He's building them literally 1 at a time, and that's just showing how good Polt's macro has truly become now. He doesn't queue him up, and the reason for that is because he could use those minerals that he needs right now. Literally could build command centers, build more SCVs, build more buildings. And he only uses, he only clicks the Marine button when he needs to. And look at this, dropping meals down in order to distract the Banelings and maybe even just a bit of a taunt to Jaedong because he knows he's got this game in the bag. GG calls JD. And Polt was victorious. Unbelievable series right there. And what a sick finale to this game from CM Storm Polt. Really, really great. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm a little bit sad here because Jaedong did get blown out, but you know what? Polt is an amazing player, so no shame there. And I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. If you did, check me out on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at HD Starcraft. I'll have more casts coming out for you guys in the near future. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is HD, signing out.